Is your marriage keeping you stuck in old wounds? Hey there, I'm Sharon Pope. I help women who are struggling in disconnected marriages get the confidence and clarity they need to either fix the struggles inside their marriage or move forward without regret. If you like what you hear, I hope you'll subscribe. Is your marriage keeping you stuck in old wounds? We all have wounds, right? We all carry, I call it our bag of shit. We all have wounds that we carry with us. Most of them are subconscious to us, which means we're not really aware of them. And we don't really become aware of them until we get into a lot of pain. And we certainly don't heal those wounds until we absolutely have to, because personal growth is painful. So it's usually once things start really falling apart and you're in a lot of emotional pain where there's really no other choice but to heal those wounds before we'll do it. Now, I'm going to share with you, I had a couple wounds that my first marriage allowed me to stay stuck in. So let me share those with you. The first wound is that in order to be loved and accepted, I had to be the good girl, which means I had to do what was expected of me. The second wound was that in order to feel safe, I had to be strong. And what strong meant was that I had to keep a certain amount of distance from myself and everyone else. And I had to not rely on anyone else besides myself. Now, what that created was a life that looked pretty good from the outside looking in. It looked picture perfect. But inside that life, it felt like a total lie. So we all fall into patterns of behavior, even when it's painful. If it makes sense, like you'd think you'd never choose pain, but if that's what you were brought up experiencing, it almost becomes familiar to you. So we move towards the familiar because the unfamiliar is too scary, right? So even if it's painful, if it is familiar to us, we will lean towards that. And also, we will choose partners that will help support and perpetuate the existing wounds we have, because otherwise we'd have to go through the painful process of healing those wounds. Now, I want to share with you how that played out in my life very specifically in terms of the choices that I made, right? So I went into corporate marketing for the first 20 years of my career. And the reason I did that is because I knew I could earn a good living. And for sure, that looked pretty good from the outside looking in and was what was expected of me. I also married the nice, safe, good guy because my family would approve. Again, checking the good girl box. Now, I wore the pants in that relationship and I never relied on him for anything. That's that strong girl persona that I had, that strong girl wound that I carried. And that created a lot of distance and frankly, disrespect inside of our relationship. Other random things, I stayed in the same religion as my entire family for a lot of years because that's what was expected of me. You didn't question that, even though I didn't totally understand or agree with what that religion was teaching. I had lots of friends around me. And the reason I had quantity was because I could keep all those acquaintances at a very safe distance from me. Because if they got too close, they might see that it's all a lie, that it was all BS. So we don't often start to heal that stuff or become conscious and aware of it until our life starts crumbling. And so it wasn't until my life started crumbling around me, my marriage, the primary factor, that really started to shake me up enough that I had to start telling myself the truth, and I had to heal some of those old wounds in order to step into who I wanted to be today as a woman, how I wanted to show up in my own life and my most important relationships as a woman. And so I would invite you to think about what are some of your old wounds that might still be playing out inside your relationship. It might feel a little bit prickly. It might feel a little painful. But once you can become aware of them, you can heal them. You can't heal anything you're not aware of. So just for now, become aware of what those wounds are. What are some of the verses, the stories that you've sort of carried through your life that may or may not be serving you today? If you'd like to explore working together in a coaching capacity, you can go to clarityformymarriage.com to find out more about that. If you like what you heard, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be notified every time I post a new video, at the end of this video in the upper left corner, you will see an icon that says subscribe here. Click it and we'll send you a notification. Until next time, take good care.